Okay, so this is about pairing up cards, and I don't do traditional pairs, so I'm doing this as a suggestion from a reader, so I want to take these suggestions and run with them, but I'm going to do them in the way that I am trying to teach on how to read. Here's the deal. When we look something up on the web, it's, you know, our web, showing my age there. When we Google something or watch it on YouTube, we're finding answers from whoever posted that. So whatever, you know, you're looking for, you're gonna, to me, keep looking, keep digging. You know, you're gonna see my rendition and, you know, some other reader's rendition and so another reader's rendition. What happens when we read, and what I'm hoping is to teach you how to read, or give you ideas on how to read to, you know, for you, like not to be someone else, to be you. And that's why I do the journaling, and that's why I talk about like looking at the cards and things. So when I do these pairs, these are how they've come up with me. What you will find when you start reading is that you have cards that appear together all the time. Let's say, for instance, I have been getting the Tower a lot, and I have been getting, what other card? I've actually been getting the Ace of Cups a lot, and I've been getting, so then I kind of watch how my life is leading with these cards coming up in my daily readings. What's going to happen? What is this change about? What is it really going to bring on? And what would the Ace and the Tower together mean, right? What does that mean? And I guess it depends. So I want to show you some pairs that, you know, just to be wary of, look out for. Again, depending on the spread you're using and where these cards line up, you have to read it that way as well. So you could have some of these in some positions and, you know, in the past, and then this comes up in the future. But let's just kind of jump in. So one of the suggestion is like the Empress. When you see the Empress with the Ace of Cups, that is a good sense that there is a beginning of something new that someone's going to nurture. That could be pregnancy. That could be a new life coming in. The Empress can always mean pregnancy. Keep that in mind. The other thing is I will not hardly ever talk about that in my readings. First off, I had a reading, I'm going to give you clarification, where I predicted a pregnancy. Come to find out through the grapevine. Now, I was predicting the pregnancy of, it was a grandma to be, and the lady getting pregnant would have been her not stepdaughter, whatever, daughter-in-law. These things. But they weren't even married. So her son and this lady weren't even married, but come to find out through the grapevine, she was pregnant. She terminated the pregnancy. So I did read the pregnancy, but I did not read the termination, because when I did the reading, I read that, and then when I pulled an extra card, I got my stop card, which is the High Priestess. When I'm pulling extra cards and I get that, it's stop for me. And in other words, to me, the High Priestess means you know the answer, or the querent's not supposed to know the answer right now. So it was almost like a bad thing, because I predicted a pregnancy, and it was, but Grandma was not supposed to know about it, and you got to be really careful. So just forewarned, you know, reading health, pregnancy is a little tricky, because you could set someone up. Let's say you go, okay, yeah, you're going to be fine. It's not a health issue. So they don't go to the doctor. Well, in your reading, you did see that they'd be okay, but that's because they went to the doctor. See? So just keep that in mind when you're reading health. You don't want to lead anyone astray when it comes to health. I mean, you just don't. And not that your reading is incorrect, but sometimes we don't see the whole picture in our readings, and we want to be careful. So, you know, just as a forewarning, you do what you need to do what you want to do. But I won't. So my disclaimers are done. The other thing is I'm going to be doing a video on looking at pairs as well, like how to determine your own meaning of those pairs, which is very important to me. So first off, we'll just do like the main one. You've got the King and Queen of Pentacles. If these come up in a reading, or either one come up and the other one is a clarifier for it, there's a good chance that this is a relationship coming in that is destined. Anytime you get a king and a queen, or a queen and a knight sometimes, of the same suit, that says this relationship is going to be a really good relationship. And then depending on the suit, right? So if it's Pentacles, it's going to be really stable and good and all of those things. If it's Wands, it's going to be passionate and, really, motivation in the relationship. And then if it's Cups, love, emotion. And if it's, Swords, it's an intellectual meeting of the minds. So anytime you see two of those together, think of that. The other thing that was brought, let's see, here's my warning cards. So these are, when I have the Seven of Swords, that doesn't always mean a bad thing to me, but it's a sneaky card. So in most decks, it does show sneakiness. So if he comes up with the Magician, that I always do a watch out for that. Like someone's playing tricks on you. This pair together, because the Magician does do sleight of hand and the Seven of Swords can be theft. I see these two cards together and it's a forewarning. Someone is playing tricks, someone is not being honest, someone is usually hiding something. In this case, I see that because of the Magician being sleight of hand. So keep that in mind there with the Seven of Swords and the Magician. The other thing I'd be really wary of is when I see this combo, and that is the Seven of Swords with the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very smart, but in the tarot, the sword cards, Knight and King specifically, can mean abuse, physical, emotional abuse. Keep that in mind when you're reading. Also, when you're reading, if you see abuse too, you want to be prepared to give them numbers to call for help and things like that. But I am very wary when I see that. It's a big warning sign, because the King of Swords has a really sharp tongue, and he's very smart. But he can also fool people because he's so smart and so pointed, and that is why sometimes this card could be abused. The Knight of Swords is that person that just comes flying in, and yeah, he's smart, but he can't control his tongue, and maybe he's saying things he shouldn't say. So Seven of Swords with the King of Swords. The other one to watch out for, and this is kind of the same thing, is the Seven of Swords and the Emperor. Seeing those two together, same thing. Watch out. This guy's a control freak. A lot of times when I see the Seven of Swords is my dictator card, kind of like I see it, and whatever cards are around it, I play off of that. Because to me, the Seven of Swords can mean a lot of different things. It can mean theft, it can mean sneaky, it can mean hiding something, it can mean, what did you leave behind, or did you leave something behind, or are you taking back what's yours? So it could be all kinds of things. So I feel like it's kind of like my dictator, and I use the other cards when I get the Seven of Swords to understand what that Seven of Swords is. So when I see these tough men cards, and it's just a masculine energy, but it could be a female, it could be, it's not gender when you're doing the reading. However, it is a very masculine, strong energy. And when you have the Emperor or the King of Swords, beware. The Emperor can also be quite the protector, so I don't want to diss the Emperor either. And I don't want to diss the King of Swords. It's the cards that come with them that when we go, okay, just really keep an eye out. So the other thing is these three together, and they're any kind of combo. So let's say the Six of Cups comes up, and the Six of Cups is about the past, right? But when we see it with the Ten of Cups, they're like cards. You've got the two little people there and you got the two little kids here. Both of these are sweet cards. To me, this would definitely speak of a relationship that's either built on innocence because of the little people and because of the Six of Cups. And this is the Ten of Cups is the relationship card. You see it with the Six of Cups, you're going, okay, this is a very, sweet, almost innocent relationship, which is good. Also, the Six of Cups here with the Ten of Cups, depending on the other cards around, could also tell you or remind you that this is a relationship from someone coming in from the past, and it's going to flourish and be a really good thing. The Six of Cups to me is almost always a sweet card. Now, when you get the Six of Cups with, I'm going to take the star in a second. Six of Cups maybe with Five of Pentacles. Okay, Five of Pentacles is not a very good card. The Six of Cups is, but depending on these positions. So if you were, let's say you get the Five of Pentacles and you clarify it with the Six, that would tell me that someone's living in the past, and maybe that's why they can't move ahead or they don't see the help, because they're stuck in their head, they're stuck in the past. Reminiscing on the past, thinking about the past, which is keeping them from moving out of that Five of Pentacles. So that's one thing I would say. The other, the Six of Cups, so, depending, again, the cards around it, what does it mean? So the other thing that I looked at, and these are the things I'll talk about when journaling, is you have these white stars in the star card, and you have these white flowers that almost appear the same in the Six of Cups. So sometimes it's a reminder to be happy in the past and with the past, so that you can fulfill those dreams and wishes of the star. And I believe that seeing these two together, I get a very sweet feeling. So I feel like when I see these, this is about a destiny of, again, something from the past that's allowing the corner to flourish, however that looks. If you get the Lovers and like the Seven of Wands, okay, so the Lovers is a really good card for someone looking for relationships sometimes. It does speak to a relationship that's really close and good and all of those things, but the Seven of Wands tells us that someone has to stand up for themselves. If I see these two together, so if I get the Lovers and then I clarify it with the Seven of Wands, I'm reminded to tell the querent that either them or the person is really trying to stand up for themselves for this relationship, or standing up to the other person in this relationship, or fighting for their position in this relationship. The Seven of Wands is not a fighting card. It's definitely a card of victory. It's a card that you have found the higher ground and that you've won the battle. But why is it coming up with the Lovers? Why is someone having to defend themselves in a love situation? So if I see these two cards together, I automatically go for this is someone that feels they need to defend themselves. Is this relationship worth defending themselves for? Are they just doing it, lack of confidence, or they believe that this is a destined relationship? This is a good combination that I would worry about. Now, the Tower, to me, is not the worst card in the deck. A lot of people think it is. I do not believe it is, because sometimes the best thing that can happen to us is something just shifting and changing. I see the Tower as a shift, as sometimes, it's, just things taken out from right under you. My bad card is the Ten of Swords, and I've had particular readings where that came up, where I had really bad news come. So to me, the Ten of Swords is my card. The Tower to me more is an inviting, to me the Tower, honestly, people say it's a sudden change, and I feel like you're warned. If it's true that there's a storm, we know when a storm is coming. We may not know a long time in advance. We might not have time to completely prepare, but we know it's coming. To me, the Five of Wands matched with this Tower speaks that we knew it was coming because we're conflicted about it, and because of our behavior and our competition or competitive behavior, we caused that Tower. So when I see those two, I'm really drawn to believe that the Aquarian may have caused the issue, caused the Tower. It's, the Tower, what follows the Tower in the tarot and the major arcana is the Star, and you can't have the Star without the Tower, so to speak. So you have to have those moments in your life. But when you're reading and you are forewarned with the Five of Wands, so let's say you get the Five of Wands and then you clarify it with the Tower. Okay, so the Five of Wands is a conflict, competition. But if it's about the Tower, this means something changed that caused you to be conflicted or to be competitive about something. If you have the Tower and it's and you clarify it with the Five of Wands, to me that's saying that there's going to be a change that makes you feel conflicted. So you're going to fight it. You're going to fight this change that's destined, because the Tower is a destined change, and you're going to fight it. And that can lead to just really bad news, right? I mean, we can't always fight destiny. We can't always fight things. So those two together. If I see these two together, okay, so this is a huge forewarning. When you have two negative cards together, really keep in mind on how these two play out. So if you have the Five of Pentacles and it's clarified with the Nine of Swords, to me, there's something going on that's stressing you out. So what is that? Is it a financial situation? Is it a, what's the burden? What's going on here that's making me Nine of Swordsy? What's making me anxious? Or is the anxiety really what's causing this Five of Pentacles? When we're stuck in our head, Nine of Swords, when we're stuck in our head, we may not be able to see clear and be able to see what's beyond that window or what's in front of us or what was behind us. Any of those things. We're just stuck. However, if you have the Nine of Swords and you're clarifying it with the Five of Pentacles, that person is stressed about money. I mean, that's just, actually the Nine of Swords, and if you clarify it with any of the Pentacles, I would almost say that's the stressor. This card is saying, I'm stressed, I'm anxious, I'm blah. And when I clarify it, if I get a Pentacle card, that's it. Just like it would be if you got a Cup card, right? So if you have the Nine of Swords and you get the Ace of Cups, you're stressed out about a new relationship, or you're stressed out about finding love. So those kind of play off each other too. Anytime you have some of those hard cards and you clarify it, it kind of gives you a clue into why they're having these moments. We all have our cards that, are like our scary cards. I'll do more of these because I think they're kind of fun. So let's say you get the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups or Page of Cups, either one. The Knight is a little more action and is a little older, but let's say you get one of those and then you clarify it with the Two of Cups. It's a gift coming in of a new relationship, a new partnership, but that's very close and loving, right? Because it's the Two of Cups. If you get either one of these and you get a gift and you get the Judgment, that's really cool because someone's giving you a new chance, the Aquarian's going to have a new lease on life, a new, really destined beginning, because the Judgment's about, renewal and rebirth and, karma and these things. So it's a gift of good spiritual stuff or good karma. To me, that's what that says. So again, these two cards to me both say gifts. You've got the Page of Cups with the fish, and you've got the Knight of Cups giving that cup to somebody, or it feels that way when you look at the card. Now, if you get these two cards and you get the Four of Cups as a clarifier, the Aquarian isn't seeing their gift. So, you know, again, the hand is coming in with this cup, the querent's looking down, or the person in this card is looking down. They're not seeing it come in, and this just signifies that. Here, someone's giving you a gift, you clarify it with it, you're not seeing it. You're not opening your eyes, or you're not appreciating it. One of the two, right? So you could tell the person, hey, you know, something's coming in, but you need to open your eyes and look for it, otherwise you're going to miss it. Because that would mean, like, I see that a lot with this card, no matter what it's paired up with, as far as that. I got more. I got the Hangman and the Hermit. So, I pulled these 3 cards. So when I see, okay, the Hermit's about going into ourselves and following that light. But to me, the Hermit's a lot about reminding when you have a situation that you don't necessarily bring it up to everybody, that you find your answers yourself. And when I see the Hangman, it's really about the taking time out. This is a big time out. But because it's clarified with the Hangman, it tells me that the querent is deciding to do that. It's not forced upon them, they're doing it. They're making that decision to do it. So that's how I feel when I see those two together. When the page comes in with either one of these, Hermit or Hangman, and I get the Page of Wands, that says that you're going to get the answer. Because to me, the Page of Wands is about a message coming in. He's going to see, he's looking up, he sees what's coming in. And when I see either one of these followed by or clarified with, I'm saying, okay, the time that they took, whether it's in Hangman mode, Hermit mode, or both, they're going, this page says you are going to find those answers. Take that time to find those answers. So I think I did a lot. I have a whole slew. I'm going to do another video too on like just pulling random cards, putting them together so that you start, to me, I'm trying to teach for you to read for yourself and not necessarily have to look something up or say that this means that, because you can have that Empress and Ace and it will not mean a pregnancy at all. Or in the case where I was doing a reading, it was a pregnancy, but I shouldn't have read it, right? So I want, you to be aware of how to kind of put your own stuff together. The other way to do that is at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, either or, choose a pair, like choose 2 cards. Take a picture of them, write them down, whatever, and then at the end of the day, go, what did those 2 cards mean? Look at the cards and go, this is what it means. Or at the end of the day, before you go to bed, pull 2 cards and ask the tarot, what was my, what was my gift today? And put those 2 cards together and then then you're going to start identifying with real life situations and the 2 cards that you get. Everybody has different cards that mean something specific to them, especially readers. And you'll go through ebbs and flows where this card always means this and then suddenly that meaning changes. Or it means this most of the time, but for this one querent, you're not getting that same feeling. So just keep that in mind when you're reading pairs. And look at the flow. Look at how they belong together. Look at all of those things, because the pictures are 1,000 words. So there you have it. Those are pairs. Thanks.